my word was alliteration. The definition for alliteration is a literary device identified by a repeated sound of first consonant in a series of multiple words. Basically, this means that you use the same letter in the first word for each consecutive word. One song that uses alliteration is Let It Be by Paul McCartney, when it says, speaking words of wisdom, let it be, let it be. Another example of this is when companies like Dunkin' Donuts, Best Buy, PayPal, and American Airlines use alliteration in their titles. Also in the play Macbeth, the witches say, fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air. So they use F over and over again. This term could be confused with repetition by the repetitiveness of the first letter, however they are different.
What a coincidence. I want to talk about onomatopoeia with you guys. See, onomatopoeia is the formation of a word from a sound associated with that word. You can spot it by reading the word aloud, and if it sounds like a recognizable sound, it's probably onomatopoeia. See, in many comic books, this is used in a fighting scene. When they would, like someone would throw a punch and say pow or something. So that's one use of it. It's also used in many other books.
My term is repetition, a literary device that repeats the same word or phrases a few times to make an idea clear. It's common in both prose and poetry. A literary example of repetition can be from the song Let It Snow, where it repeats the phrase, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Or from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, when he says, oh woeful, woeful, woeful day. So this term could be confused with alliteration, but alliteration is only the first letter or sound in the word that is repetitive, whereas repetition is the entire word or phrase being repeated several times.
A video camera converts the picture into a television signal.
A rhyme is a repetition of similar sounds or the same sounds in two or more words, most often in the final syllables of lines in poems and songs. Rhyme serves to give poetry a typical symmetry that differentiates poetry from prose, and it makes recital poetry a pleasurable experience for the readers as the repetitive patterns renders musicality and rhythm. Luckily, my two favorite songs incorporate rhyming. First one, Ba Ba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for them, you guys know the rest of that. Okay, my second favorite song, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. See? So that's rhyming.
So, today we are going to talk about assonance. Now, what is assonance? Assonance is the repetition of sounds using vowels in phrases or clause. A good example of assonance is this sentence right here. There was a rock in a box that was locked. As you can see, the O is underlined here because that is a certain vowel in this sentence right here that is repeating. To be confused with consonance or alliteration. Alliteration being the repetition of sounds in general, where consonance is the repetition of sounds in consonants. Alliteration and consonants are not assonance. Some famous examples of assonance. So, from Shakespeare's Sonnet 55. These things are with us every day, even on beachheads and bars. They do have meaning. They're strong as rocks. Another one from Today by Frank O'Hara. Stem end and blossom end, and every fleck of russet showing clear. This one is from After Apple Picking by Robert Frost. But some punks want to jump up with a sharp tongue and their fronts up, like we got here by dumb luck. But they just want to become us.
Consonance is the repetition of non-vowels in the middle or end of a word. To find these, you're going to find any repetition in the middle of a word that isn't a vowel. Literary examples of this are going to be rap rejects my tape deck, ejects my projectile. Okay, some confusion in finding consonants. It is different than assonance, which is the repetition of similar vowel sounds. Consonance is the repetition of non-vowel sounds. You're going to find this mostly in tongue twisters.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.